Imagine if your body had no skin, no bones, no blood vessels. Would you survive? Of course not. Now here's something surprising. Plants have their own versions of all of these. They have tissues that protect them like skin, tissues that support them like bones, and tissues that transport water and food like our blood vessels. Without these hidden systems, even the tallest tree on Earth would collapse within days. So today, let's travel inside a plant and discover the three amazing tissues that quietly keep every plant alive. Every living thing starts with cells. Cells are the smallest living units capable of carrying out life. But one cell alone can't build a giant oak tree, just like a single brick can't build a house. Thousands or even millions of similar cells come together to perform the same job. This organized group of cells is called a tissue. Different tissues then work together to form organs like roots, stems, and leaves. In plants, there are three major types of tissues: ground tissue, dermal tissue, and vascular tissue. Each one has a unique role. Let's begin with the one that makes up most of the plant. Ground tissue forms the largest part of a plant. Think of it as everything that fills the space between the outer covering and the transport system. But ground tissue isn't just empty space. It performs some of the plant's most important jobs. Ground tissue consists of three kinds of cells: parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. Let's understand each one. Parenchyma cells are the workers of the plant. They make food through photosynthesis. They store extra food as starch. They store water. And they even help repair damaged parts after an injury. If a branch breaks or an insect damages a leaf, these cells help the plant heal itself. Without parenchyma, a plant would struggle to survive. Next are collenchyma cells. These provide flexible support. Imagine a young stem bending in the wind. It doesn't snap because collenchyma cells strengthen it while still allowing flexibility. They're like the flexible frame of a tent, strong enough to support, flexible enough to bend. Finally comes sclerenchyma cells. These are the strongest cells in a plant. Their thick walls contain a substance called lignin. Lignin makes wood hard. It gives trees the strength to stand for decades. Most sclerenchyma cells are actually dead at maturity, yet even after death, they continue supporting the plant. Now let's move to the outside. Just as our skin protects our body, plants have dermal tissue. The outermost layer is called the epidermis. This single layer of cells protects everything inside. But protection isn't its only job. Most epidermal cells will produce a waxy coating called the cuticle. This thin, waterproof layer prevents water from escaping. Imagine walking through a hot desert without losing moisture. That's exactly what the cuticle helps plants do every day. Some epidermal cells grow into tiny hair-like structures called trichomes. These tiny hairs reduce water loss. Some even discourage insects from eating the plant. But plants also need to breathe. For this, the epidermis contains tiny openings called stomata. These microscopic pores allow carbon dioxide to enter and oxygen and water vapor to leave. However, leaving these pores open all the time would waste enormous amounts of water. So plants use specialized guard cells. These two kidney-shaped cells surround each stoma. When water is available, they open. When conditions become dry, they close, like tiny automatic doors. Now comes perhaps the most fascinating tissue. Now think about a tree that is 30 meters tall. How does water travel from roots all the way to the highest leaf? The answer lies inside two transport tissues, xylem and phloem. Xylem carries water and dissolved minerals upward. The roots absorb water from the soil. The xylem transports it through the stem. Finally, it reaches every leaf. Surprisingly, most xylem cells are dead, yet they still function perfectly as hollow tubes carrying water. Water moves upward because of capillary action and a pulling force created when water evaporates from leaves. This process is called transpiration. Every drop of water leaving a leaf helps pull another drop upward. Even in the tallest trees, unlike xylem, phloem transports food. Leaves make glucose through photosynthesis. But roots can't photosynthesize. Neither can flowers or fruits. So the sugars must travel. A phloem carries this sugary solution from the leaves to every living part of the plant. Unlike xylem, phloem is made of living cells. Together, xylem and phloem form a transport network similar to blood vessels in our own body. Without them, a plant couldn't move water or food where it's needed. Although plants appear silent and motionless, inside them is a remarkable system working every second. Ground tissue makes food, stores energy, and provides support. Dermal tissue protects against water loss, disease, and harsh environments. Vascular tissue carries water and nutrients across the entire plant. Together, these three tissues allow plants to grow from tiny seeds into towering forests that produce the oxygen we breathe and the food we eat. The next time you walk past a tree, remember, you're not looking at a simple green organism. You're looking at a living structure made of millions of specialized cells working together with incredible precision. Nature's engineering has been perfecting this design for hundreds of millions of years, and every leaf around you is proof that it works. If you learned something new today, let us know in the comments. Which plant tissue surprised you the most? Ground, dermal, or vascular? And if you're curious about the hidden science behind everyday life, don't forget to subscribe to Qrious Core, because the more closely we look at nature, the more extraordinary it becomes.